All right, and then I hey, oh my God, where's the dope man? We got people hanging out all over this damn thing. Oh my God, look at the hangout. Hey there, good morning. Friday morning as I begin this, and man, am I sore and tired. It's been a grueling week, and I'll tell you what, it feels good that there's nothing going on today. Do got some work to go look at. No idea what that's going to be, but we'll find out when we get there. And yeah, only thing on the agenda right this second is get some videos put together for Joe Does Stuff. Not even thinking about After Prison Show right this second. Gonna do a Bobo this afternoon, so any content for After Prison Show is gonna come from that Bobo. And getting ready to go put some money in the bank where it is desperately needed. I got, what, a check for $1,400 and $800 in my pocket, a little bit more than $800 in my pocket. Yeah, that's a good little hit right there, a good little come up. You know, and I know it's not all profit, but damn sure feels like it is. Damn sure feels like it is. So anyways, yeah, got some sleep. My wife was out of town. Me and my son kind of slept in this morning, getting a little bit of a late start, but I'm just dropping him off to school. And I gotta get my truck cleaned out. Gene's gotta clean out the van. The van is freaking loaded. We just did 3 jobs, and man, there is so much freaking debris and trash in the van. The van is in complete freaking disarray. Got to get that thing back in order. Not only am I going to work on videos for Joe Does Stuff today and do some computer work, I want to get some little business cards made, thinking just with my name and, you know, odds and ends, little handyman service or some shit like that. I know, you know, people are like, don't put your business name out there, and hell, it's not even a business name. It's a movement. I'm kidding. I don't know what it is. We're not a business. We're just dudes. We're just 2 dudes trying to work. Oh my God, that's the name of the business. 2 dudes trying to work type ish. All that on a business card. Nothing really to share this morning other than not only am I gonna do all those things, I'm gonna advertise to try to find more work. We've definitely got plenty to advertise, you know, with what we've just completed. So good deal with that. I know that the homeowner from the job that we just wrapped up yesterday, the first homeowner with the ceiling and the attic fan, I got to meet with him today. He's got more work. You know, he was a very nice guy, very nice guy. Can't say enough about him, you know, and I tried to do all things right in regards to working with this guy. Communicate, hey, we'll be there, you know, hey, this is what time we're going to be there. Was very polite to him the whole time that we were there. And the only thing that was advantageous, I don't know if that's the right word or not, to my endeavors here were sadly my guy Gene's mannerisms. Kirking, cussing, smoking, and doing all things quite a bit. So I would apologize to the homeowner for that yesterday, and he told me that he definitely took notice of that. You know, when it was all said and done prior to getting paid and we did the walkthrough, yesterday morning, as a matter of fact, there were a few things that he was pointing out on the walls that were just a couple of little nicks and imperfections that really had nothing to do with us because our focus was the ceiling. All we were really doing was, now don't get me wrong, I did address 2 or 3 major stress cracks in the wall. But I guess once you touch it, you own it type-ish. And I wasn't going to make a mountain out of a molehill. Hey, we did what he asked us to do. We addressed the issues. He was very, very happy by the time it was all said and done. So I can't be more proud of myself and also Gene, because even though Gene was kirking and cussing and smoking a lot, dude works. And that's what I explained to the homeowner. I said, you know, he's not perfect by any stretch, but he works his freaking ass off. And that definitely should be taken into account. But you never know, you could run across that one homeowner who's like, oh nah man, what is this? And in that situation, I guess the only response to that would be, buddy, you found us off of freaking Craigslist. You know, you're kind of getting what you're getting here. If, again, ever that situation would arise. But folks, hey, we're getting ready to hit this bank up real quick. Why? Hey man, this shit's gonna be like, gonna have to blow some dust off of these accounts. So we got that check right here for 14 hundo. And then in the wallet, what we got? What we got? Boy, we got a bunch of cash though. 400, 470 right here. Yeah. That's nice. It's nice to be able to put some freaking money back in the bank. All right, let's go. Let's go make a deposit. Okay, well, no bueno there. What the yeah, so the check didn't go through. Type-ish. And tried to deposit the check. Check didn't go through. So it reminds me of what the customer told me yesterday vaguely. He said something along the lines of, yeah, you know, this bank is closed and it's something else now. And the check is still good though. So, no need to fear. It's a BB&T check. I don't think BB&T even exists anymore. If we can't go get it deposited in person at 9 o'clock, which we'll try to do, we'll just have to tell them that the check is no good. And now here's the other kicker to that too. He also asked me yesterday to send him a message saying the payment was received, just so that there was a paper trail of things, and I did so. Ooh. Could that smell trouble for me? I don't think so. Dude's not the type. Doesn't strike me as the type to be a shyster. So, just things to consider when you're out here playing with fire, I should say. No contracts, just handshake arrangements. All right, I was able to put over $800 in the bank, so with that, I'm gonna spoil myself to an $8 Dunkaroo. I think I deserve it. I've been drinking, well, I haven't been drinking bad coffee. I've been using reusable Keurig cups. Oh man, I might as well be straining coffee through a sock in prison. All right, let's get this Dunkaroo and figure out where today is gonna take us. Shut up, seatbelt alert. Hey there, good morning again. On the Insta360 Ace Pro 2 camera, up in the truck, heading to the bank right now, hoping to not end up in federal prison. Trying to pass a bad check is what it kind of seems like. I've been through this song and dance before. Taking a no good check into the bank, that is, and not on purpose, neither. In this particular case, I've got more of a feeling that this check isn't gonna fly, because I think BB&T Bank no longer exists. So, you know, if that's the case, we're gonna have to get this homeowner to give us another check. We'll see. But maybe they'll honor it. Who knows? He seemed adamant like it was going to work, but maybe he doesn't know. The good news is as soon as I get done with the bank, I'm heading to him anyways. I have more work to go look at. And not only did he give me that check yesterday, he also gave me $570 in cash for the attic fan job. It was $1,400 for the drywall ceiling repair, and then it was $570 for the attic fan job. And mind you, when I gave him the price for the attic fan, he wasn't happy about that at all. He was like, Jesus, Joe, that's 5 times the cost of the fan. And I'm like, buddy, hey, this shit ain't about to be easy at all. We're playing with electricity here. And to be honest, I probably charged him exactly what an electrician would charge him. So knowing that, or realizing that, I guess, after the fact right now, when he told me that, you know, it was 5 times the cost of the fan, I was like, hey, look, you know, it is what it is. I said materials and this and that and electricity. I said, tell you what I'll do, because you're giving us this work, I'll take $100 off the price. And he was like, no, I'll pay the price. He was like, just take care of me on the next one. And I'm like, okay. Well, the next one's about to be what I'm getting ready to go look at. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be gutters and gutter guards at another house. It's probably just going to be a little 1-story house. Hey, who doesn't love doing gutters on a 1-story house? So, definitely going to, you know, bless them in regards to that price. Probably want to charge them like $100 to clean some gutters. Put some more feelers out there for other work. Who knows? Maybe something shakes over the weekend. Going to talk to some constituents of mine. Maybe something comes through from that. But regardless, it kind of feels like we're back in business again. And hey, I'm here for it. I need it. I'm enjoying it. It feels good to feel productive. It feels good to be somewhat in control of things. You know, because when I put all this work into social media and YouTube and things like After Prison Show, especially, I have absolute zero control over that. And no matter how hard I work, I can't control what the outcome's gonna be. At least in this, I may not be able to control it fully, but I've certainly got a hell of a lot more control over it than I do versus YouTube. All right. Hey, let's hit this bank. And man, I wish I had me some Meta Ray-Bans so I could share with you how this is about to go. Who gave you this check? What was this check for? Oh, they damn near put you in an interrogation room. Off rep. All right, leaving from the bank, and the check cleared or passed. It passed on the inside, but didn't pass on the outside. What's up with that? 400 available today, 1,000 available tomorrow. Let's go ahead and hold on to this receipt. Yeah, we need to. All right, good. I just tried to call my guy Gene, and his phone is dead. Probably how he's feeling this morning. He does have my van, which I don't really love at all, considering he's not the greatest driver. He's actually crashed my van at least once, ran into the side of something, God only knows what it is. Might have done it twice. And he also was just involved in a massive car accident where he was T-boned going through an intersection. Somebody ran a red light and smashed him. I mean, messed him up big time. He's looking at like $100,000 settlement. So once he gets that money, hey, I'm about to sell him that van. Buy this. Take this over for me. All right, anyway, so we're gonna head out to where we did the ceiling repair job at, and we'll go see what this guy has for other work. I know it's gonna be gutters, but he was talking to me yesterday before we left about all sorts of things, doing LVP flooring. He wants me to be his guy, and shit, I'll be that. I will definitely be that. Sorry, you're gonna have to see my fat ass belly for a moment while I'm trying to get up out of this neighborhood. Not trying to dox myself anymore. All right, just met with the homeowner. Took a look at some new work and took a look at the job that we just did, and he pointed out one thing, and that was the fan, the ceiling fan in the living room took a little bit of a beating from the work that we did. A couple of the blades got dinged up a little bit, nothing major, but he wasn't even really mentioning that. He was talking about the fact that the tape that we put on the blades to try to protect them actually peeled some of the color off. All right, let me get it. Yeah, I got, like I said, I know I got the furniture markers, so I just need to make sure that I can match that color. And I told him, you know, we can get a furniture marker and address that. And, you know, he wasn't really tripping on it. He was very happy with all of the work that he did. He said his house had a fair amount of dust in it. I said, you know, we did try to protect that the best that we could, but ultimately, you know, there still was some dust that got everywhere. But overall, he was very happy, and he just showed me a bunch of other work at another house that he has right down the street. And man, how great would it be to be able to get that work? I just don't know that we will, though. Price is king to this guy, and he is certainly looking for the cheapest. He's certainly looking for the cheapest. I don't know that we can give him that all the way around the board. So let's talk about some of these other jobs, one of which was gutters and downspouts, gutter cleaning, a couple of downspouts that need to be installed or furthered. All right. All right, put a downspout over here.
Careful, we have a lot of mosquitoes here, that's why I always come with long sleeves.
There's that guy right there. Okay.
You have the whole line.
Look at that, that is gorgeous.
So we need really to get
So you want to put a whole gutter there?
a whole gutter here, and
Okay.
it goes all the way out. And
Yeah, so what we'll do is we'll run the downspout straight down, and we'll run another one of these.
another one of these to go out.
Yeah, to go out further. That way it's not flooding all right in this area.
And this one, this is the wide one.
So we'll go with
I
white.
just took it out only a few weeks ago, and I cleaned it up. It was all gut clogged.
Oh, I'm sure it was.
All gut clogged. This one too, I was thinking really was just taking it, cutting it, or just screw it a little bit higher here, so we can put something.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing on this side with that plastic piece.
Yeah, and so it can,
We'll just come right off the bottom of the downspout. Wow.
A few months ago, it had gutter guards, and I just. The only problem with gutter guards, you get the leaves cover it.
Yeah, the leaves cover it.
So
So
you have to keep really cleaning it,
Yeah.
and you have to keep it. So I took all the gutter guards and I just.
yeah, sometimes they work and sometimes they don't, depending on how much leaves you got coming
I
down.
have tons of leaves. So I got them all out, you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know if it's a good idea to put again gutter guards. If we put them. I don't want to use the same gutter guards.
Well, those gutter guards look like they're kind of rigid to where maybe the leaves could get stuck on them. There's other gutter guards that might be a little bit smoother, where the leaves will actually roll right over the gutter
Put on
guards.
the gutter guards, it won't be really a big deal because we had gutter guards before. So
Yeah.
you have where you bought them, we
Yeah.
have some of the screens that still up. It's just pretty screwed. So just to check at Lowe's and Home Depot, if we see really a big quantity of gutter guards, you can just go ahead and buy them. And even if you want me to help you out, I can help you out.
The gutter downspout job and extensions put on the bottom of the downspouts, not even that big of a deal. He was talking about possibly installing some new gutter guards, you know, whatever with that. Not that big of a deal in terms of job, but You know, by the time you do all of that, you're probably close to about $500, if not a little bit more than that in price. That's gonna be way too high for this guy, I already know. Another job was, there was an old deck where a pool used to be, an above ground pool used to be. He wants that removed. All right, so this is an old pool deck. We're gonna wanna get this removed.
For people to remove the deck, but because it's a bit over our budget, my son told me that he wants to do it by himself with the neighbor. But
What would you want to do with these posts? We're gonna, you know, my thing would be just to cut them flush, because we're not gonna be able to get that concrete out. That's just gonna be way too much.
no, just cut it flush. You won't be able to get it out.
Yeah. He hasn't had that done yet. He said because the quotes that he had to get it done were too high. I did ask him, I said, well, what were those quotes? He said, man, one of the quotes was $400 and he thought that that was just too high. And I'm like, man, ain't no way you telling me the truth, man. Somebody coming in talking about they gonna do that for $400. You got over $100 just in dump fees right there. I told him about my buddy Matt with the junk removal service. I said, yo, I could have him help out on this, but ultimately the price is gonna be, you know, what he feels like it's worth. But man, you know, when I saw the deck, I was like, shit, this is a cool $1,000 right here to take this down and remove this debris. That's a lot of work. Yo, demolition, man, that shit, hey, the shit adds up. He talking about $400 was too much. I'm thinking more than double that. So there was that job, and then there's an exhaust fan that needs to be added into a bathroom where there's no exhaust fan at. All right, there's another bathroom that's gonna need an exhaust fan. It's gonna be very similar to this one, where the only light in that bathroom is gonna be above the vanity. So we're gonna need to put a three-way switch in so that it's gonna control either the light by itself and have another switch for the light and the exhaust fan, or for both. All right, let me look at this. All right, so this is the bathroom where that exhaust fan and light would go. It's a smaller bathroom. It's gonna have to run light right there, wiring coming back to right here. But there is the potential that there's gonna be joist in the way. So we're either gonna do it from below or we're gonna do it from above, but we won't know that until we get into it. Exhaust fan addition, adding that exhaust fan, I should say, that's gonna be a lot of work right there. Damn, that's gonna be a lot of work. You gotta run the wire. You gotta add the three-way switch. We gotta put holes in the wall to fish the wire. You know, I'm telling him, I'm not even telling him, my price on that job is over $500. Over $500. Probably like $750 to do that. And that's gonna be too high for this guy. Can I offer him a bulk deal that he jumps on? And I just don't know that I can, to where it would be worth it. Look, not all work is good work in terms of where people think the price should be at. And especially, you know, if I failed at business because I was in the wrong business, obviously dealing with apartments for so long and having to wait on the money and the price being the absolute rock bottom. Imagine getting back into this new endeavor of business where I'm a Craigslist handyman and people are only going to utilize me because they're looking for the cheapest. But the numbers have got to make sense. There's no sense in doing something if you're going to lose on it. And being as broke as I am at this point, man, I can't afford to lose on anything. You know, I damn near lost on some of the work that we just did. And had it not been for picking up additional work like the attic fan install job and that second drywall job that we did for that other customer, I'd have been out back, because that first drywall job ended up taking us 4 days when I thought that it was only going to take 2.5. And you know, it wasn't for what the work actually was that we agreed to. It was for all the other little things that we were asked to do along the way that we basically just did on the house. And there was an entirely other drywall repair that he was asking us to do. And I was telling him that we would, basically on the house. And we never did it. And I think that he finally, you know, realized these guys have really gone up and beyond. So I'm not really worried about, you know, this other one that's not all that big of a deal. It was just a little bit of ceiling that had cracked up a little bit in the kitchen. It's cool to have the prospect of work, and yo, we could have all of that work. Maybe I could have all of that work by myself. But at what cost? Doing it for rock bottom and having to absolutely kill myself in an effort to try to see a profit? Or putting the price at a respectable, reasonable price and realizing and recognizing that you're probably not going to get the work because it's going to be seen as just too high. It's a damned if you do, damned if you don't type of a way, but that's just what it is. And you know, you keep looking for work. You don't let this just be the only thing, and I'm not going to. You know, because you don't want a customer to feel like they got you by the balls and they know that you ain't got no other work, so you're gonna do whatever to get whatever work that you can. You don't do that. If a better opportunity comes along the way, you take that. And you make sure that you stand on business with your pricing. And that's something that I'm trying to learn. For the umpteenth time, I know that people have said, Joe, you did that drywall job for too cheap. I recognize that. And I'm trying to improve with every quote that I put together. I read another comment that was very real. Somebody said, you know, nobody really wants to do drywall piecework. And the reason is because you got to go through all the steps for next to nothing. Because a customer's not going to be able to see how a small little drywall job can cost $500, but it can. And it does. And realistically, it probably should even cost more. All right, anyways, hey, enough Ty Lopez business guru talk. I'm going back to the house to work on some videos and work on some branding and some marketing, and then to get prepared for a live stream this afternoon, which I am so excited to do. Well, hey there, Sunday afternoon, 1:42 in the afternoon, and getting ready to go look at some work. Had a couple of leads come through over the weekend, and nothing all too promising, to be honest. In fact, where we're getting ready to go today, or right now, hopefully we don't die going out here, because we are certainly going to the frickin' slums to go look at a frickin' shithole building. It's an apartment building. I know I've said that, you know, I would never do apartment work again. This is different. This is a private owner. It's a little quad, a little 4-unit building. And this guy reaches out to me, and he's looking for siding work and he's looking for painting work, or both. And the deal is, I guess the building has some issues. My damn GoPro just cut off on me. Make the siding repairs and paint the entire building. That's what we're getting ready to go look at. Like I said, I don't have a lot of hope for this, because again, this is a shithole apartment building that this guy owns. He's going to be looking for the cheapest, which we probably will be that, even if we're not trying to be. I've already got a number in mind for this job to do the siding repairs, if it's not, but you know, just a little bit of siding and to paint. I think it's 3 sides of the building and the trim, $2,700, and we'll include materials with that, which is I can't say the word. It's extremely low. That's the number that I have right this second. That could go up, that could go down. I doubt that it goes down any. I was talking with this guy on the phone yesterday. He reached out. We were talking through email for a good little bit. I don't know the impression that I made with him. I don't necessarily think that I made all that great of one. And in fact, I think I might have caught him off guard a little bit, because, you know, I'm talking with this guy on the phone, and he just doesn't sound like a real estate guy at all. He sounds like any other person I've ever talked to on the phone, who just sounds unmotivated, kind of lazy, maybe stoned. I may have screwed up but I don't care. I mean, I did what I did. I said, are you the owner of this building? Or are you just representing it? Meaning, are you a freaking peon maintenance man? And he said, no, I own the building. And I said, well, holy shit, my bad. So from there, you know, the conversation, I feel like it went relatively well. I definitely tried to really illustrate the fact that I could handle whatever he's got going on over there. You know, he says he wants to clean this place up and, you know, maybe get some better renters up in there. I said, hey, look, if you've got anything going on the inside in terms of renovation work needed, you know, I could help you with that, but it would be way after the fact. In fact, this morning when I actually found some pictures of the inside of this thing and a little bit more information on it, that it's already been renovated, as renovated as it's gonna get. So, we'll see. A big part of me feels like we're just wasting our time going out here, but who knows? You know, this is definitely gonna be the type of job where I want to deposit off rip. You're gonna give me 25 or 30% down just because I don't know you and I need to make sure that I get paid after doing this. If this guy is the real estate tycoon that he may be, why are you looking on Craigslist for somebody like me? And that's an easy answer, because of course, you want the cheapest. You absolutely want the cheapest. So anyways, we'll go out here and we'll do a little vlog from the ghetto and see what this is looking like. There's another job prospect. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. But let's get to where we're going and see what we got. All right, getting ready to be at this place. Crazy, this road that we got to turn down. I actually painted some apartments down here and they are, it's rough down here. This is not an ideal spot by no stretch. The apartments that I painted out here before weren't, they were pretty bad. What am I saying? Where I'm going looks like, at least from Google Earth, it ain't no slouch. It looks like quite a bit of a shithole. So you guys be the judge. I do feel like this is quite a bit of waste of my time. Oh yeah, we're already almost there. But just still wanted to come put eyes on this. Hey, even if we don't get it, at least it's good for practicing putting together a bid. The more bids you put together, the better off you're gonna be. All right, how do I do this right here? So I turn right here. Holy moly. All right, and then I turn. Hey, oh my God. Where's the dope, man? We got people hanging out all over this damn thing. Oh my God, look at the hangout. All right, here we go. Woo! Where can I park at? Yeah, we're in a shithole. All right, boy. All right, this is the building right here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, but we're only doing this one right here. Location is, yeah. All right, I need to see what kind of siding this is. Vinyl. Those are the repairs. Yes. Alright, this is basic. Alright, so in terms of painting, they were concerned about the spray. You got damage over there. A little bit of damage right there. A little bit of damage right there. Top is missing the wrap. A little bit of damage right there. This one's a lot closer on this side. They didn't mention painting the back. A little bit of damage there. All right. I think we've seen enough. There we go. I'm here for the owner about the siding repairs and the painting. This side is wrapped. All right. All right. Jesus Christ. Yeah, it's rough. All right, get me up out of here. Just had somebody run up on me, asking what I was doing. I mean, he was all up in my face, too. And he looked cracked out of his freaking mind. And then there's another person coming out. Oh my God, they're cracked out too. All right. Whoo, boy, hey, it is terrible out here. Yeah, they wasn't feeling me out there. What's a white dude doing out here? Looking like the police. All right, let me figure out where I'm going and I'll share more in just a minute. What a mess out there. You know, and this is the other thing too, and I said that the owner was a little taken aback when I asked him if he was the owner. That wasn't the only thing that threw him a little bit, and I regretted it after I said it because I should have known better. But I said to the guy, he said, yeah, you know, depending upon what your experience is. I said, buddy, I can do, everything that you're asking for, the vinyl siding repairs, the painting, whatever it's gonna be. I said, we just did some vinyl siding repairs at an apartment complex with a bunch of bullet holes all over the place. I said, it's crazy, that shit had been shot all up. And then I go over to that building right there and there's bullet holes all in it. You know what those vinyl siding, you know what the damage is? Bullet holes. That's pretty much all it is. So we go give them a quote for $2,700. Take it or leave it. I need probably half up front considering I might die before the job is completed. I mean, not all work is good work at all. And not all leads are gonna lead to anything. But you never know. Could you imagine the shit we would deal with out there if we did that work? Being out there for 8 hours a day? Oh my God, man, that shit would be a freaking reality show. Holy shit. The addiction, the crime, there's probably people trapping out of that damn thing. Man, buddy ran out the apartment and was right in my face, jaw all over the place. Hey, I'm like, bless it, man. So what do y'all think? God, could you imagine us out there doing that? We'd have to live stream from out there. All right, just wanted to share that with y'all. Oh, and real quick, well, to tell you, I do have another prospect to go look at, another lead to go look at tomorrow. It's some yard work, it's weeds. Oh man, that's the one thing that I hate when it comes to landscape is weeding work. Can we hit it with a weed eater? That would be the hope, but work is work, and when you need it, you got to get it. And whether it's restoring trap houses or weed and garden beds for customers, you take what you can get. So I'm gonna go put together some numbers for that particular job that we just looked at, and who knows, be crazy if we get it. Anyways, that's all I got right this second, folks. I'm going to wrap this video up. I hope you found some enjoyment and interest in this, and I will look forward to sharing more with you just as soon as I possibly can. Until then, take care.